I really like her character design. It's simple, but it's elegant. Killer? Oh, hell no. I should have never said anything. I hate her character design. I take it back. I take it back. I'm never opening my dumbass up ever again. Ruined everything. So today we're going to be breaking down Gundam GQuuuuuX episode 10. If you enjoy the video, make sure to drop a like, share your support, consider subscribing if you're new around here, and of course we do have the full uncut live reactions over on my Patreon exclusively if you're so interested. So, let us begin. Now, Gundam and emotionally unstable teens are quite common. Like, let's not pretend this is a fresh take, a new idea that's never been seen before, but you have to admit, when you are dealing with characters who, one, idea of getting over boredom was to essentially fight to the death in space battles, and now was handed a pistol by some 40-year-old man who, like, I get it, but at the same time you can't help but laugh at being like, hey, this is the gun I almost took my life with. Anyway, you can have it if you want. Okay, you know, that's not too bad in the grand picture. And then you see what Nian's up to, and she's casually using weapons of mass destruction to commit space genocide. And now, two emotionally unstable teens who are thirsting over the same hobo who went to Isekai land are now going to fight to the death and potentially cause World War VII. We're just going to skip a few world wars. We're just gonna add the number up, you know what I mean? Like, this is Gundam through and through. I gotta admit, though, I think the more we see things from, like, the other adult characters outside of, like, Machu and Nian, these two 17-year-old girls, right? The more you see it from, like, their perspectives and the acts of betrayal and the way the dialogue's being presented, the more it feels like a Gundam pulled from the 80s or 90s. Like, it really does. It has, like, that old school feel with the dialogue, and not only just the look of it, and I really dig it. Now, I've been hearing a lot of different things about Gundam. I can't verify stuff, so please don't take this as, like this is absolutely what's happening, but I've been reading more people say this. Either it's just a damn good rumor that people just latched onto, or it is the truth. That given that we are closing in on the 50th anniversary, but we're like 5 years away from it, right? Supposedly, what I'm hearing is that every single year, we're going to have a new Gundam building in to the big anniversary. And if this is the kick-starting series that is going to start everything off on the Multiverse of Madness, that could be interesting. Now, if they go that direction, I almost wonder, are we going to keep everything set in this universe, in this timeline, in this perspective, maybe just following different characters, or are they going to do something massively different every time? I have no idea, but if they do go that route, that could explain why it both feels like there's still so much left to tell with this story, but seemingly they're ending it in a couple of episodes, on top of, like, there's just bigger plans at play, you know what I mean? But either way, pretty good episode. It's nice seeing, once again, the action just be absolutely gorgeous. I mean, whether it's G-Freds or G-Quags, all of these damn bots are out here doing some crazy-ass maneuvers. And it just looks amazing. Like, Gundam's always been ahead of the curve when it comes to both 3D and I think just in general, more complex space animation, like when they're just doing cell animation, hand-drawn stuff. They've always been good at this stuff. So, like, it's no surprise that it's always amazing. The interesting thing, though, is just learning a lot about the different perspectives and seeing how far they're willing to go. It's funny because, like, I'm literally complimenting the secretary. I'm like, oh, I really like her character design. She's immediately dead after that. I gotta admit, though, Miss Gotta Hide My Face, like Shredder from TMNT. If you're already gonna kill these bastards, why do you keep the mask on? I think technically the reason is because we saw that she took off, like, it was like a prevent from either inhaling or drinking or anything like that poisonous. But in general, you know, it's funny to imagine that you did just kill everyone, but it is what it is. I honestly didn't see that coming, not at all. At this point, everyone just kind of seems like they suck. I do kind of get it, though, like, the reason of, like, you were fighting for the side for so long, and then you come back and you just see so much shit. It's like, it's understandable, and because of that, Machu was able to push away and meet up with Nian, and we knew they were gonna fight, right? Like, I said it for maybe, like, a month back or something, or however long it's been, since they initially separated. My opinion was, if this is a 2-core, they're gonna fight, but then they'll end up on the same side. And then we'll see where it goes. If it's a 1-core, they're going to fight to the death, and only one going to survive. To be honest, I'm not even going to say one. They both could end up dying for all I know. If you were to ask me who I would place my money on dying, You assume Nian. I assume Machu's the one who makes it to the finish line just because of normal design choices for stories. But at the same time, I don't necessarily have faith either one of them necessarily survives to the end of episode 12 or 13, however long this is, right? We'll see. There's definitely a lot of uncertainty with this show, but I like how despite I can recognize that because I haven't seen every single Gundam series, and I haven't dove into lore the same way a lot of hardcore enthusiasts is, those that consider Gundam their favorite franchise and they know the ins and outs like the back of their hand. Those people are clearly going to enjoy the show more than me. It's just an objective fact. But despite being fairly new to Gundam, because there's so much out there, like while I have seen a good amount, it still is a small amount in the grand picture. I still appreciate that I feel like I'm still getting a lot out of this series, despite it, I think, rewarding you more the more you've seen, right? Like last week, as an example, I said, I could be wrong. Maybe Gundam's touched on this before, but this is how I'm feeling like this is the turning point for the Gundam franchise. And while it turns out I was wrong in a way, there has been these touching points, and I think I remember reading about Turn A Gundam and stuff like that. At the same time, if what I'm hearing is true about a multi-year plan for Gundam, this does kind of feel like a turning point still, that they're making it more of a focus and we're building into bigger things. Now, could be completely wrong. Maybe we do get a Gundam every year for the next 5 years and it's just completely separate from each other. That could happen. But it is cool because when you're dealing with the multiverse, which I've always loved, I've never gotten sick of multiverse stuff. I know some people have. I always love it. I think it's always been cool. I've loved it since I was a kid reading comics. It's just awesome to me. So I'm really excited to see what they do, if it's going to be super surface level, only 1 or 2 cores worth, or if they're actually going to really progress it and tie a lot of things together in ways you don't normally see. Obviously, they're teasing more with Char because we know that guy, you know, the shaggy dog haircut, we know that's Char, like, let's be honest. But either way, this was exciting. I can't say I'm surprised we're already having the matchup between these two, because if this really is a one-core story, you have to do it around this point, especially because you imagine next episode's mostly going to be their action scene. I didn't watch the preview, I wanted to go in as completely blind as possible, but either way, things are heating up. But in Gundam, do we trust the one rule of law that emotionally unstable people, especially teens, are going to get access to weapons they probably shouldn't, and adults are going to manipulate them for their own benefit, and in return, space genocide will always be on the horizon. And for that, tip my hat to that, because goddamn do you create a very enjoyable mess. But it's crazy to think that had Machu just went to therapy at the start of the show, at least one of these teens would have been in a better situation. Your thoughts, what did you think of this week's episode of Gundam, and where do you think it's going to go? Do you think one of them is going to die, both of them, or none of them? Let me know your predictions. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new around, of course, ring that bell, and hey, of course, we do have the Patreon, full and cut live reactions over there exclusively, and I also give video shoutouts to all of my patrons. So today we got Tyne Balhavel, Javier Volkwitz, Carsten Seen Jensen, Jackson, Dr. Gold, Marshmallow God, Shadow, Frozen, Ginnis, and we also have Frank Stendel. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care. Y'all have a good one.